Welcome back. This is Kevin Johnson of Leverage Consulting, and this is your next episode of The Resilient Entrepreneur. In a few of the recent podcasts, I've talked about setting 2021 goals. I've talked about that phrase that I love and detest so much, I'll try. And this one is a question that I have for you, and that is, what are you actually for? And what is your team for? And what I'm getting at is, oftentimes when I work with clients, well, every time when I work with clients, they're looking for results. They want things to improve, get better. They want to break through some ceiling. They want things to happen. And whether it may be an individual or a small team or the entire team, we'll get into talking about strategies, and we'll start talking about how we need to change things. We'll talk about strategies to get different results. And we'll start seeing a pattern where individuals or the team will start talking about what they don't like or what they won't do. And this is a pattern you've probably seen in others, but it may manifest itself in your team, and quite honestly may do the same with you. And as being humans, we may all do this, but you'll see a pattern within individuals where they like to talk more about what they don't like or what they won't do. If I were to present 10 strategies to you to show you how to get ahead, how to break through the ceiling or break the cycle that you're in right now, ideally we need to concentrate on the 3 that you're willing to do, as opposed to concentrating on the 3 that we're not willing to do. And as I said, you may see that in yourself, or you may see that in your team. When I'm working with clients and I see some of this pattern starting to manifest, I'm really looking at it as an opportunity cost of your time and your team's time. Because when you have, let's just say, an hour and a half meeting with your team, if we spent the entire meeting talking about what's not going to work, well, the fact that we're even having the conversation is pretty much highlighting what's not going to work. But if we spent our time figuring out the 3 things that will, or at least have the possibility of working, and then we spend our time figuring out how to make those things work, because you'll see those patterns where we start, we identify that we're wasting our time on the things that we're never going to do anyway. So if you really start taking stock of some past meetings, or why some of you may have stopped doing meetings, it's because we constantly concentrate on the things that we're not willing to do or we won't do. And instead, if we use that hour and a half time frame for that team meeting to concentrate on the 3 things that we are willing to do, and then how are we going to go about doing it? Because now we can use that hour and a half to talk about answering questions for our team members. We can use that hour and a half to talk about how we may need to work through a couple of scenarios or some hiccups, some foreseen obstacles to our new strategies, or just modifications of old strategies. But it really comes down to, what are you for? Because we can go anywhere in today's world right now and listen to or read what people don't like. And quite honestly, there's far too much of that right now. We need to concentrate on what we do like, or what we see as an opportunity, seize that and run with it. Because we can find the negativity anywhere. And when I say negativity may sound a little harsh, I mean it for what it is, but it may sound a little harsh. But the reality of it is, when we're concentrating on what we're not willing to do, it's really concentrating on the negative side of things, as opposed to being opportunistic and thinking about, what am I willing to do? And as I'm talking about this, I mentioned team meetings. This may also apply to your team meeting. So, meaning you may have to start curbing the behavior of others. And even if you work within a team and you don't have that position or title, I'm pretty certain, if you're listening to this, it's very possible you have to work to get results or get things done with or through others. So yes, you can curb others' behaviors. So you may start to see others honing in on what they don't like. And this is your opportunity to turn the situation around and start asking them, what are they willing to do? Stop talking about what you're not willing to do. Start talking about what you are willing to do. And that in itself, you can start to curb the behaviors of individuals. You can start to curb the behavior of an entire group. And quite honestly, if you go back to the old mindset or thought process of you teach people how they should treat you, you're going to teach others what you expect to see, or quite honestly, what you just want to see. So if you and your team constantly focus on what you're willing to do and avoid the negative discussion about what you don't like or what you're not willing to do, I assure you, you and your team will get more and better results in the coming weeks, months, next year. So with that being said, that was your Resilient Entrepreneur podcast. As always, if you have other ideas of podcasts or subjects that you would like me to cover, please feel free to contact me, reach out, text, email, or directly through social media. And as always, I've got some more great topics coming up in the upcoming podcasts.